I think that we could all use some healing. So I light this candle for all those who are hurting, who are needing some healing. Also for Hayden Panettiere. So I do want to start by giving a message as far as what I'm able to perceive, what I'm able to pick up. You guys don't have to believe. This is just what I'm able to pick up on. There is no way that I can prove this unless it comes out later on. But yeah, guys. The message here too is to know that this is a person's life. A person who was going through a lot. I want to say that there should be more than just wanting to find out what the scoop was. If anything, this should allow us to have empathy, to truly be kind to one another, because we never really know what is going on in someone else's life. And you can go ahead and say, oh, well, they did this and they did that, but it's coming through in the sense of all of this wonderful and beautiful things that are yet to be explored or to be discovered or to be created. But we are so close-minded to the things that are presented in front of us, whether it be on our phone, whether it be through addictions, whether it be through anything that keeps us from reaching our highest potential or stalls us. And it keeps us in a cycle until we learn how to play that cycle so that we can ascend and go on. I had seen Miss Hayden in some movies, and was I a fan? I definitely loved her as far as an actor, as far as what I saw, but I did not know much about her. I'm just finding this out. It really breaks my heart because the way that it's coming through of what I'm wanting to say, that she's wanting to say right now, is that cherish all the little things that you can with your heart, or cherish all the things that you feel that fulfill you, that really matter. But also like choosing what you decide you want to allow to cherish. What are you going to give that love to? I'm feeling like this is a total shock, honestly, and I'm going to try to go ahead and perceive how I'm getting it, and it's coming through as wanting to numb or not being able to really find out what was really being the main issue. And I'm getting that there was a lot of issues that she had as far as feeling alone. I want to say that even with her partner, it was like staying with someone because it was someone who gave her accountability, someone she was able to go ahead and find someone to give her companionship, someone who saw her for her good and bad. But ultimately, in a sense, it's coming through that she was so wrapped up in not wanting to see or face these things because it was overwhelming. And overwhelming in the sense because you would think that if you had all of this, you would be grateful, happy. And yes, I was grateful and I was happy, confirmation, but it didn't mean anything. And the little things that you should have or one would want to have, whether it's just one friend, whether it's your pets, your family, whatever it may be, there was a lot that was lacking, that was not fulfilled. So it's a shock in a sense because I'm getting that she did not know how to go ahead and really deal with this part of herself because she didn't feel like she had the guidance that she had to learn along the way. But this was something that she was not maybe prepared for. Like there was great things that like she's giving me a sense of saying like all of these things that I have accomplished. And who would think that this would be the way that I would go? And I'm just getting her in a sense of just like hurting, and I hope that makes sense. And again, just really wanting to just numb the pain. It was just like when you seek validation and it's just like you don't get it from anywhere, and it's like she couldn't get it from anyone around her to truly be happy for her or just to like be there for her, support her. And although she had all the success in that, it's kind of like cherish the things that make your heart happy because all of this did not really make her happy. And I'm also getting a sense of her feeling like that she's headed to a bigger screen, I want to say, because that came out like that. And I want to say that she's going into this in a way that she was not ready. Girl, let me see where the lighter is, girl, because it almost to explode. Imagine. Like, it's because it's a lot of things of what I'm getting. It's like doing this, and it was like her not knowing how to numb a pain, or it's just like this had become something that she got comfortable doing with. And she did not, honestly, she did not expect this. Was there foul play? I'm getting the color green, and was there foul play? I want to say yes because the candle just popped. And I want to say that, I don't know, I don't want to say too much on that, but if there was foul play, I want to say that there was a knowing or there was an acknowledgement of she knew what she was going to go do. But I'm also getting that she did not get the right help because Honey's paws moving. What's the matter, baby? I've never done celebrities before, by the way. And I'm just doing this because I really feel like she is a genuinely strong person, and it's more than if she was under addiction or under the influence. It's just about knowing that, like, to be in the now, to be aware of what you're doing, and to face everything that you can, because you have to have a love. And even if you have to be that gift of what you lacked, you have to still find a reason to keep going. I just want to say that there was just a really sadness because it's like she really was alone. You were never alone, but she felt in a sense like maybe hanging out with certain people that were not of her good interest because it was just like there was no one that she really could talk to, and it's like if they were feeding her bad habits or doing stuff like that. An angry thing with her mom, and I'm getting it in a sense like she's crying, is like, how could you not be there? How could you not support? How could you go ahead and say that to me? Or like I'm getting a lot of like there's like an anger, there's like a scream, and it's like you're supposed to protect me, you're supposed to have my back. And it's just like if we were going into this together, and I was doing this since I was a kid, it was just like, did I ever matter? Like, you were pushing me beyond my limits. You were doing God knows what with the money. I was not someone to compete with. I was your daughter. And I needed you. I want to say she has a very good bond with her daughter, but that she is sorry for her daughter that she never had. The mother. For her daughter having to go through this. I want to say that she knows, she's aware, but it's just like everything was a daze for her. It was It was not prepared or expected. Let's go ahead and type in Grace. Splitting the deck on seven, Seven of Cups reversed, and Six of Swords upright. So she was overwhelmed. There was a lot of things being thrown at her, and I want to say that with the substance, it gave her a form of fantasy, illusion. It was a form of giving her a form of being like even maybe confusing her. But there is a man here, and I want to say that the man is like kind of like giving it to her or like pushing her to do. I just want to say it's like if he's like handing her this. And it's kind of right here that there was a transition, and it's funny because she did transition literally, and it's like the swords are blocking her from going forward, and literally the guy's behind her. And it's like she had no choice because if she was with this individual and they were doing this together, and if this was maybe foul play, he's the only one there. It's not like she can go out of the boat because he's the only one who can really resuscitate her in the proper way or do the things in the right way. It's a transition, it's leaving behind, releasing baggage. And I want to say that's where I feel like she feels happy because it's like how the commercials like moving to a bigger screen, but it's also giving me a sense of like her still choosing to love her mom, her family, even though they didn't see eye to eye because it's like there's a bigger screen, a bigger picture. But it's like she feels lighter because ultimately all she could ever do was just worry about herself and do what she could do for herself. And that she didn't have to have all the answers, and that she should have checked in more with herself. Because I want to say that she lost in feeling alone and feeling like she really had no one. And that was more of a pain for her because it's like all of this success and abundance. But the disassociation from family, or just like I'm getting competitive rivalry, or just like jealousy. And I'm also getting people who really just to say that there are people who are negative who would want to do things to hurt someone or not do things to somebody just because it was going to gain them something with financial. She even wanted a friend, I want to say, but it was just like everyone just really wanted to just use her in a sense because it put her in situations that she didn't know how to deal with, that no one should have to deal with or how to deal with. We have the King of Swords upright, head over heart, disciplined, truthful, honest, mental clarity, and authority. And I want to say that she did things in the correct way and the right way. And she may not have felt like that in that time period, but it's just like ultimately she was going on her own journey, and unfortunately her journey led her here. But it's like she's taking the initiative, the responsibility. But it's like now she has more clarity because she did let go. And I also want to say that this was something that she needed to have been more, or also her saying that she wished she could have been more like stern to know when to cut people off, to know for herself, to know that she didn't have to deal with situations. But it's just like all of these things that still happened to her, they did not change her or corrupt her. They may have made her feel like she was really alone or had no one, but the truth is, it did not corrupt the heart that she was, the pure soul, the pure beautiful, the pure humbleness that she was. Because regardless if she was on the substance or not, it does not take away from the type of person that she was. And for her to be seen in the public eye, that should show everyone that God loves all of us and sees all of us. Because I know that God has her and that she is on her journey there onto the bigger screen. But I do want to say that there's a part of her that is really in a process of maybe coping with an anger, resentment, of course, but still having a love. But it's just like, again, she was head over heart and it did not change her. But it's like she knew when to put a boundary up, but unfortunately, she just couldn't make that boundary when it came to the substance abuse. And I just got a really warm, hot feeling. So I want to say, as she did this, there was a overwhelming effect of like getting hot, getting sweaty, and just like a throb, and just like a shock. Like I don't like. I can't believe this is happening. Is this really happening? And just like not knowing what you, and just the individual that she was with, it was like maybe I'm getting her looking at him like something is wrong, like, and him seeing her getting like really warm and maybe trying to help her. And as he maybe tries to do something to help her, he turns away. And when he turns away, I want to say that that's when it happened that her heart stopped. But I also want to say that this was pushed onto her with a substance. Like she would dabble, I want to say, we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse and the Ace of Swords in reverse. This is the dark side of wealth. It is the financial failure of loss, fleeting success, lack of stability, lack of resources. And it's like, I want to say that maybe he was even upset or jealous of her success. And it was just like, whether there be a financial gain or there was something behind it, it's kind of giving like underhanded dark side, like, get this taken care of, especially with the swords. It's like, I want to say that there was something done to her in a sense for it was like when they gaslight somebody and it's just like they try to make you feel like you're going crazy because the Ace of Swords reverse is confusion, it is chaos, it is rethinking an idea or having clouded judgment, but it can also be inner clarity. And it was just like she was not really able to get that inner clarity because of all the confusion, all the brutality, not knowing how to handle things alone or feeling like she was at confirmation because the music just started there. And I want to say we'll get one more for this. Right now the time is 20 minutes. So the number 2 is literally significant, or 222. We have the Emperor in reverse, and I want to say a male, the male that was with her. It is someone who I want to say now, honestly, that there was maybe a foul play, that there was an anger there, and it was kind of like maybe her doing the substance and them having a talk, and maybe he heard what he did not want to hear, and it was just like, I'm hearing lion or like lying. But the Emperor reverse, the number 4, Emperor reverse, this is a individual who is domineering, controlling. They lack discipline. They're rigid, they're stubborn, they're tyrant. And it's also giving me like when they don't get their way, it's just like, oh, everything has to go to shit because it did not go their way. And it was just as much as she may have had to deal with this, I want to say he was the only one who maybe provided her a form of just like accountability of just them knowing each other, both of them seeing each other at the worst. Confirmation of the commercial. I'm gonna pull from the sacred spirit animal. Let's see what wants to come through. Splitting the deck on the hummingbird spirit messages, the number 34, also 567, which is the number 7, also, which is alignment. But it's also giving me that observe limitations. So she needed to observe limitations. And with the 4, also with the 4 here in the Emperor, the awakened spirit desire to change. So that's just giving me with the spirit messages that she didn't know how to really listen to that inner voice of herself, and she didn't have any limitations. And I can actually see that because it's like she went through all of this, and it's like even though she didn't show what she was going through, and she went through it alone, it was just like she didn't have a limitation because ultimately she handled it and she did it the best way that she could do it. And with the awakened spirit desire to change, it's like headed to the bigger screen with now like just going with less weight, but also finding a time right now where she's learning to cope now with this new reality of hers, the new rules, but she's more awakened. Her purpose was fulfilled, and nothing can happen or nothing was done to her. And I'm going to say this for her because what is done was always meant to happen in the divine timing. And again, regardless of what she went through, let this show all of you, whether you're going through substance abuse or anything, that you were loved, that you were seen, but that you need to observe and have a spiritual thing within yourself. It's about searching within yourself, but also just knowing that, you know what, my body's my temple. But it's also just showing you that even if you are going through that, you don't have to be run by that. That does not dictate if you're a good person or if you're a bad person or that if you are worthy or not worthy. Because ultimately, no one can judge you. Nobody can. And if they will, and they probably can in their own way, but what does that do to you? If you feel that you are isolated, better to be isolated than to be following a bunch of people who are following the whole herd rather than going within themselves. Because it is these individuals who are hurting, who are doing these things, who I say we're all chosen, but few are called, but few all are chosen, but few are called. And I want to say that these individuals are the ones who are called. And it's like their soul came here was so much to go through addiction in that, for example. The soul came here to experience that, which is a hard lesson, but it is also something through the traumas and that awakens the soul. So her soul came here with a purpose to remember, but also to go ahead and allow others to know that they can still make it even though they have this.
But that even if they're in a bad place, they don't have to stay there, but now doing the right things and checking in on another. Are you okay? Do you need someone to talk to? Be empathic to one another. I hope that makes sense, but that's how I'm getting it, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and just pull. Let's see, we'll pull one. We have number one, align your universe, navigate distractions. So I want to say that she's kind of like going through a cosmic world, kind of like Lovely Bones, where the world's, it's kind of giving me like that type. But I want to say that you align your universe because you are the universe. But if you are going after a dream of whatever it is that you're going through or going for, if you are doing things and you have to get a manager or something, it's also about you now knowing to be aware because of this happening, for you to go ahead and listen to your intuition, listen to, does this person align with me? Or am I going to be around people who are taking me away from my one true purpose of doing whatever it is that I want to do? And it's not saying that I can't have friends or go do things, but it's also saying that you have to be stern. And it's like saying that you can go down a whole bunch of roads, but always choose to go after whatever it is that you want by doing the actions one step at a time to get wherever it is that you want. Because believing in you will help you to navigate through distractions. And all you need is you, is what I'm hearing, because align your universe, but with the number one, it's like navigate distractions. Okay. We have true light codes. Travel awaits you. That's so weird because 24 came out right here with light codes. Travel awaits you. And 25, living light energy. See the beauty in life. Oh my god, guys. And in the reading, I did say, love all the things with your heart. Cherish all the things that truly matter with all your heart. I want to say that this is a confirmation also with 25, 6, 7. It's like this was alignment. And don't think of her or say like all of these things or these plots, because this reading, again, whether this is accurate or not, only time will tell based on the evidence and whoever watches this video, but it's kind of giving me like she was more than all this. And just because she died this way does not mean that's how we have to go ahead and remember her or see her. It's like, no, remember that if you should be going through addiction, you can really go ahead and now know that you should be able to share or find therapy or find something, but it's just showing you that you can make it anywhere. But it also shows that regardless of what you were going through, I don't think she ever showed a part where she was ever evil, mean, or ugly. She was very humble, she was very kind. So that's what I'm saying. Like, even though she had this, she was not a bad person. And it should show you that even if you have had disagreements with your family or your life, it does not mean that you get bitter or angry. And yes, you may have had that, but it's also just knowing that, like, you remain unchanged. That the true soul that she was, that true strength was, even though she had all of this, it did not take away from the beauty and pure heart that she was. And it's funny too because the bottom of the deck is the awakened spirit. Be the change that you want to seek, is how I'm going to interpret that she's saying it. Be the change that you seek, desire to change. And that change is always possible. I am going to go ahead and just pull from What's the Tea. And I just want to ask on the foul play, but already opening it up. We have it on Drama Starter. And we did see the energy with the male here. It was giving like if they don't get their way, or just someone who just like pressures and was it's an energy, but it's an energy that can exist within a lot of people's lives. And it's kind of like if you allow someone to ever talk to you or treat you, or again, that's your choice, but it's always ultimately knowing that you deserve to be happy, and that if you don't feel that you are happy, you have the right to walk out because your happiness matters in that sense. Okay. I just want to go ahead and pull on if this was a type of foul play, or was there any type of foul play? Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna just interpret this in a weird way, guys. It says caught a case, but I'm not gonna say that it's with a STD or anything like that. But what I'm getting is the disease part because addiction is a disease. And the fact that there's pills here, I want to say that maybe she was doing some type of, I don't know if you guys can see it, I'm so sorry. So even though it says sexual infection, sexual disease, you guys can, this is like, there's more to just because it says the words, it's like, look at the pictures, show you do the readings. It's like you have to go ahead and listen to everything, even though it may not be. But I just want to say that the fact that there's pills here coming out, I want to say that she was maybe on a type of pill substance. I also want to say that it was a disease. The addiction is a disease that she was going through. But I want to know, was there foul play? And you know what's so funny? This is a male doctor. It's a male hand. And it's like I told you guys in the reading that it was like if it was given to her, it was pressured onto her. I don't know if you guys heard that, but I literally heard shh like that. And this card was how can I tell you? This card was flipped over and I didn't notice it, but it was stalking. And this one says stalking, watching, obsessed. So I want to say that she was definitely being monitored to the point again where they're giving me a sense of this is where they were getting her to go crazy or make it seem like if she was losing her mind by treating her a certain type of way. And I don't know why, but this one fell on the floor. These two fell on the floor. So this one right here, these two fell on the floor, which was hustling, making it rain, focused on money, getting it, and it is a guy as well. And then we also have forcer. So this is someone who forces things. You guys, that's a confirmation. So this is someone who forces things on you, forces their way in, uses force to get what they want. So I just want to say that this person is giving me very like I don't know. I got a bad vibe, but let's go ahead and pull one more. So this was someone who was digging dirt on her. This was someone who was looking for dirt on them, or vice versa. Or she was looking up into things, and I want to say because it says looking for dirt on you, or vice versa. She was maybe looking into things, or she was exposing things, and it's like she was exposing, or people were looking for ways to go ahead and make it seem how they could maybe drive a rift between her or make her feel more isolated. But just the fact that this man is outside in the dirt or looking up dirt, it was like someone was planning this because nonetheless the dirt, for me specifically, it means when the dirt is calling you that death is calling. There's also a woman here, and I want to say that this could be a representation of a friend. For the three candles, I don't know, this could be like someone who was holding a grudge, but someone who was trying to keep them close or keep a close eye. And she did have a friend who I believe led her to a boat with a man who was trying to engage in a adult thing with her. And again, it was like if she was being human trafficked in a sense, if you do think about it, and it's like the friend right here, the girl, is like talking to this guy, and it's like, yeah, like the way she's smiling. It's just weird, guys, because regardless if you believe in this or not, it's like all the cards are I'm looking here in front of you, they're all coming out with the theme of the reading. But nonetheless, with a thief, I want to say that robbed, lost, theft, physical or emotional, she was definitely stolen energy wise, as far as like they were draining her, they were making her feel like I want to say it was just the loneliness that was really getting her, isolation, and then having to put on a smile when she goes out and having to be that strong person, not being fake about it, but it's just like she was always kind and humble, but it was just like sometimes we don't always want to be out there. We want to just like be and process, and it's like she was always on the go, not really having the time to process. And it's like that's where maybe she was getting more careless, but I still want to say that there was foul play because it's just giving me that nonetheless, whether she did the addiction or not, it's just like Yes, she may have done it, but it was forced maybe for her to do more, I want to say. Let me get one more. Karmic friends came out. Can't fully trust them. Tension, secret, competition. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. And that's kind of what I wanted to say here too, is that like keep a close eye on. But basically these people, and it has tattoos. I don't know if this person has a tattoo, but basically that they ain't shit. Bottom of the deck confirmation was that this was an offer. So maybe there was an offer for. I want to say that a woman energy has something to do with maybe making an offer to this young man. I'm not sure on this. I'm just gonna say it because that's how I'm just getting to say it. But I'm gonna leave it at that, guys. But I do want to say that she is in a journey where it's kind of like the Lovely Bones as she's on her journey. But it's like she let go of a lot of weight, and it's like she truly does have a sense of just saying cherish everything that you really matters to you. Check in with yourself, but like know that you should love yourself. The color green is very significant because it's like the love, the heart chakra, and that even though the other flame went down and burned out, this is just giving me that her light still burns, and also basically that she is a living light energy. She's eternal. 25, that's 6-7, that this was an alignment. It was her time, but that doesn't take away that if this was foul play or not. It's just there's a bigger reason as to why things happen, guys. And let this show you that it does not matter if you are going through things or having a hard time. Remember that you don't stay there, but that's why you need to have a love for these things that make you happy, because those things, when you find a gratitude and things to be thankful for on a daily, those will help you get through these moments. But you have to have a love for yourself, really, to know that you are whole and deserving. Again, I did this reading just because I want to go ahead and let it be known that she should be remembered more than for just this, the conspiracies and all that. Again, is that there needs to be an evidence done right into this, because I am going to say that I feel like there was foul play. And I do want to say that regardless of what came against her, regardless, she still showed up. She's a strong woman. And regardless, she's an eternal living light energy. See the beauty in life. Good night, stargazers. Thank you so much.